Good morning. Merry Christmas. In England, we normally call this day Boxing Day. I don't know what it's called in the US, but we're working and we're testing today, and we're on. The workshop is on. And so today, what I'm going to do is walk through a summary of the core micronutrients. What are micronutrients, right? Let's educate ourselves. Macronutrients are four or five things. They're carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fiber, and water. They're macronutrients. The body takes them and breaks them down to the components that are required. Micronutrients are nutrients that already come broken down. And even though they're micro, the body needs to still break them down. And typically, they are in two or three groups, but I'll talk only about two groups today. They're vitamins and they're minerals. And so we're going to talk about that. Micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. Typically, if you have a very good diet, a very rich and good diet, you would have all your macro and micronutrients represented. But unfortunately, our diets do not contain what is required in what we call the optimal amounts for micronutrients. And micronutrients are critical for our biochemistry. And today we're going to focus on the micronutrients that are really necessary for a robust immune system. What is a robust immune system? As I have in past lectures discussed this, an immune system that has physiological resilience and metabolic reserve. That means that the immune system is physiologically capable of defending the body for any onslaught or attacks that come, and has all the ammunition and readiness without a distraction for that onslaught. That is what we call physiological resilience. If the battle is sustained, for example, if you are in a COVID environment and COVID is just coming into your body from whatever direction, you need a sustained resilience fight against that attack. And that's where the metabolic reserve is necessary, because in the process of fighting bacteria and viruses, the lymphocytes, so the macrophages, which are all T cells and things, will die in the process. And therefore we need to make more of them. And we need to sustain them, and they need to be fighting at full force. For that, you need the micronutrients that sustain optimal immune function. I hope we're very clear. Now we're going to walk through what are these micronutrients that are required for optimal immune function. We're going to start with vitamin C. Vitamin C. We have an amazing one. And I've attached the notes on our Facebook and on our YouTube Live. High doses, right? A lot of people say you cannot take high doses of vitamin C, but it is recommended. And the only side effect is that you might have some soft stools, but high doses of vitamin C is really critical at a time like this, because it really has really strong antioxidant properties that protects the cells, the immune cells that will be fighting from oxidative stress. What is oxidative stress? It's the accumulation of the waste products of energy production. So the mitochondria of these leukocytes, right, or lymphocytes, which are the cells that are fighting, require them to be strong. And vitamin C, as in its antioxidant, supports that. And it's really, really at a very, that's why it is number one. Vitamin C, number one. You must take that daily. I just took two of this, and the two of them gives me more than 2,000 units, 4,000 IU of vitamin C. Very important, vitamin C. Check your notes that I've attached, and all the references are there for you to get the research, the evidence that supports this. That was vitamin C. Let's go to the next big boy, vitamin D3. D3, either I take the 10,000 every day, and every week I take the 50,000 IU of vitamin D3. If you are infected or you are around people who are infected, you should take vitamin D3, the 50,000 you need, 3 of them a day for 3 days. Or when you fly, when you travel, really important to build your immune system. So let's look at what does vitamin D3 do. It helps restore the immune function of macrophages. What are macrophages? These are part of the lymphocytes. They are the type of cells that they engulf the virus and kill the virus, macrophages. They are like the cleaners. They clean the debris of all the fight, the immune fight, right? It is like the soldiers who go after the war and carry all the dead bodies. Macrophages, that's their job. They clean the terrain after the fight so that it doesn't get clogged up and stay inflamed. Because what we call the cytokine storm actually comes as a result of the debris of battle. And macrophages go to clean that up, right? And so it's really a very important vitamin for you, vitamin D3. So let's go to the next vitamin, vitamin A. It's very, very important because we have a vitamin A here, the 10,000 IU, right? It modulates the microbiota in the gut. It helps reverse the adverse effects on immune functions, and it improves the antibody response to vaccines. So people who are going to take vaccines, it's good you have vitamin A in you. It helps with the response to help the antibody production, which is the objective of vaccination. That was vitamin A. Now let's go to vitamin E. And I don't have a specific vitamin E here. I have vitamin E here in our core minerals. And it is in there. Let's look at what vitamin E does. It improves the overall immune function. And in the elderly, it increases the response of the antibodies. Let's look at vitamin B6, and I will look at the B complex to capture our B6, which is the hydrochloride, and 50 milligrams of B6 in here. It helps restore cell-mediated immunity. It can improve lymphocyte maturation and growth and increase number of T lymphocytes, which are the cells that fight and support the immune system. Large doses can improve immune response of critically ill patients. That is B6, and we have it in the B complex here. Let's go to the next vitamin. So we look at vitamin B12. The B12, it's a critical vitamin. It increases the number of cells with a role in cell-mediated immunity, right? B12, very critical vitamin for you to take to help with the immune function. Let's look at folate. Folate is included in our core minerals. I also take it as a liquid. It increases the innate immunity in older people because we lose folate. I'm older now, so I take folate every day. And it also supports our Th1 response, which is the overall immune. And it also increases the net killer cells, which are very important for the immune function. Let's go to zinc. Now we're talking about the minerals. That was the end of the vitamins. Now we go to the minerals. We have here reacted zinc. It has big beneficial effects in intestinal immune functions. It increases the cytotoxicity of NK cells. It restores thymulin activity, increases the number of cytotoxic T cells, and it reduces the number of activated T helper cells, which can contribute to autoimmunity. So it's very, very important contribution that zinc has to the immune system. The next mineral is iron. And iron comes into our core minerals as part of its support in improves intracellular microbial killing and cellular immunity. Then we go to copper. Copper is also in our core minerals. It increases the ability of neutrophils to engulf pathogens, right? I was telling you about the macrophages and the neutrophils. These are all the different cells that the immune system uses to fight pathogens. What are pathogens? They're bacteria or viruses. So it's very, very important in our immune response. Let's talk about the next set of metals, selenium. Selenium improves cell-mediated immunity. It improves T helper cell counts and enhances immune response to viruses in deficient individuals. That's why for all our patients who are coming for testing, we recommend a basic set of zinc, selenium, vitamin C, and vitamin D as a critical base requirement, because this is a very, very important update for deficient individuals. It helps in the response. Magnesium, which we capture, magnesium, I take the magnesium, reduces what we call oxidative damage to the DNA. I take magnesium every evening of peripheral blood lymphocytes, right? It reduces leukocyte activation, and it also increases our lymphocyte counts when we exercise so that we have increased protection. So I'll just walk through this again so that we have real clarity around it. What are the vitamins again? The vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, folate, zinc, copper, magnesium, iron, selenium. All these micronutrients critical for building physiological resilience and metabolic reserve. So to stay safe as we wait for the vaccinations, ensure that you are taking your daily micronutrient requirements at the optimal levels for the protection that you need at this time. Thank you for joining us. Love us, like us, and we will see you during the week. Thank you.